Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're set for today's video. So it's Tuesdays, and on Tuesdays I try to test my palate, drink something outside my norm, blah, 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 blah. Today's a weird one. So I was able to get a Heady topper, and I was able to get a focal banger. And I was looking at them, I'm like, just going to drink them, maybe review them. And I have an Alchemist glass, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever reviewed them out of the can. I mean, it says drink from the can, drink from the can, drink from the can. And I've always, I think, poured them out when I've done reviews. And I didn't want to do a side-by-side or something where I'm like drinking one out of the can and one out of a glass that I poured into a glass. I'm like, I'm just going to drink one out of the can. And I haven't had Heady Topper in a while, so I'm just excited to do this. So kind of a goofy, fun one, hopefully. But yeah, let's get into it. One of the reasons I like pouring beer into a glass, especially out of a can, but it's true of bottles as well, is, sorry, I cut my finger and there we go, there was a guy when I first started doing beer reviews who was also doing beer reviews. Glass Can Bottle Beer Reviews was his channel's name. And he kind of got in my head like how dusty and dirty the tops of cans and bottles could be. I'm like, oh yeah. So I always like clean it off before I pour. So I like to put my whole mouth, I don't know, just freaks me out. So I guess I got the appearances, it looks like it's in a can. That part's easy. It's also kind of nice not having to wash out a glass, if I'm being honest. So I cut down time on washing a glass. I don't have to talk about what the beer looks like. Let's see about that aroma. There's only one way to see about the aroma. Every time. Every time. It's, sweet. It's pink grapefruit, a little bit of sugar put on. That's why I said the word sweet. Like a little bit of sugar on a pink grapefruit, a little bit of orange. It's zesty. It's the actual fruit. It's the juice of those two fruits. Grapefruit a little bit before the orange for me. A little floral, a lot of zest. I mean, it's very much the first two things I said, but there is a nice floral thing as well. It's interesting because I assume this helps concentrate the aroma since it's such a small opening, but I feel like being able to get my nose inside a whole glass is better. Maybe, oops, I'm spilling some. -1 for the can is it's making me spill stuff. Before I take a sip, I think the one of the reasons, or the reason I heard that it says to drink from the can has nothing to do with any logic or logistical reason in making it better. It was just that it was like an early hazy one, and it looked weird compared to other beers, and that's why they said drink out of the can. Because he's always pouring beers when John does his beer reviews or of his like own beers, he always pours it into a glass. So I don't know. It's never been determined officially that I know of, but that's always the theory I heard, and I'm sticking with it. Let's just take a sip. I was going to wait for it to fall, but this is dead air, which is not good. I told you it was going to be silly. Cheers. Oh, God. Every time. Beer's so good. That grapefruit punch, I mean like punch, not the drink punch. I love grapefruit, and I don't get it often, but I did at school. They were doing a fundraiser. I bought a box of fruit, and there was a few grapefruits in there. So I have had grapefruit recently. This is grapefruit. Just like the aroma, then I do get a little bit of orange also, but to me, it's more grapefruit than orange. There's some floral, definitely a nice dank note that I'm surprised I didn't get when I was smelling it. It was probably there, I just didn't pick up on it enough to say. But yeah, definitely it's long lasting. There's a sweetness to it. It's a double IPA. I mean, there's sweetness to it, but I think with the zestiness, that's like it tricks your brain into thinking it's got this grapefruit pithy and zestiness and a little bit of that orange as well. I think of that and this dank, weedy kind of characteristic are also making it seem more dry than it is. But this aftertaste is very dry, very real grapefruit. Still my palate. It's been a bit since I've had a sip. It is solidly there. I'm definitely not mad at drinking it out of the can. at all. I don't know if it would change my preference for it. But like a koozie on this on a hot day outside, drink it right out of the can, I'd be cool with that. The floral goes a little into herbal tea for me, like think chamomile. There's another vegetal thing. I don't know if it's a different kind of herbal tea, a different kind of just like green tea or something, but not just, it's not hop vegetation. It's something, it's not like spinach or something either. But it's more in the tea flower, like edible flower range versus like a fruit or a vegetable, if that makes sense. Can't quite put my finger on that. Seems to be going down pretty quickly. I can't, I don't know if it's because I can't see where it is and maybe I'm wrong. Or I can't see where it is, so I'm just drinking more. Like from a pacing point of view, if I could see, I could be like, oh, I'm drinking a little too fast, a little faster than I want to. I don't remember on the side if they have any notes. Why do I recommend drinking from the can? Yeah. Yeah. This is awesome. It's only a couple weeks old at time of review. Yeah, out of the can. I like it. I will gladly do this again, but I'll also gladly pour it into the proper glass that I have, even though it says to drink from the can. I don't know. Was this worth it? You let me know in the comment section. Should I do the Focal Banger also out of the can next week on Tuesday? Or should I just drink that because this was silly to do out of the can as if it's some really big difference? Comment section below. Keep it above, I think it's 3 words, so it helps the algorithm. Have you had this lately? Have you had anything else from The Alchemist lately? I know Sean from NerdSense scored their most recent skadoosh, and he liked that quite a bit. I don't think he's posted the review yet. He just told us that behind the scenes, not to spoil that, which I just totally did. But anyway, have you guys had this before? What are your thoughts on anything? Any of this nonsense, can or not can? Pour it out or don't pour it out? Should I do the Focal Banger? Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, wrong way, cheers.